Most local businesses in your area right now have no website. Not a bad one, just no website at all. And the ones that do, well, they paid someone thousands of dollars for something they could have had in like 14 minutes. And yes, that's exactly what this video is. How to build a website for local businesses in 14 minutes, step by step, even if you've never touched a line of code in your life. So here's what changed. AI tools have completely just flipped the game. So what used to take a developer weeks to build, you can now put together in a single lunch break maybe. And local business owners, your dentist, your barber, that restaurant downtown on the street corner, they all desperately need this, but they have no idea where to start or even who to trust. And then that's where you would come in. Now in this video, I'm going to show you the exact process that I use to build clean, professional websites for local businesses fast. So that by the end of this, you're gonna know how to do it yourself, and if you want, how to charge for it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, if you do want to master AI tools and you want to learn how to build profitable SaaS apps, websites, AI agents, and mobile apps with AI, of course, I've created a complete masterclass that shows you exactly how to do it all step by step. Now, this masterclass normally costs $499 to join, but since you are watching this video, thank you very much. You can join completely free. Just check out that link in the description below to get free access to my masterclass, and you can start building your own AI-powered business today. All right, with all of that said and done, let's go ahead and get to it. So what is Base44? Well, a few years ago, building a website or an app usually meant hiring developers, dealing with complicated tools, or spending weeks trying to learn how everything all worked together. Now, most beginners never even got past the setup stage because the process just feels still too technical before we could actually build anything useful. And that's exactly why platforms like Base44 have become so popular. Base44 is an AI-powered app and website builder that turns plain language descriptions into fully functional web products. You simply describe what you want to build, and then the platform handles the front end, the back end, the database, authentication, and hosting all automatically behind the scenes. It does everything. So there's no coding required, which then makes the entire process just a lot more approachable for beginners or even experienced creators who want to move faster. So getting started is very simple. All you need to do is create an account using your email, verify, and then once you log in, you're taken directly into the dashboard here where you can immediately begin building projects. So when you first land on the homepage here, the entire platform is really centered around the main prompt box in the middle of the screen. Now, this is where every project starts. You type a description of the website or the app that you want to create, and then Base44 just begins generating it for you in real time. So underneath the prompt area here, there's our category shortcuts that help spark ideas depending on the type of project that you might want to build. And further down the page, you can also browse recent projects and community templates for inspiration. Now, one of the biggest reasons why Base44 feels so beginner friendly is because the workflow just stays conversational the whole time. So after the first version of your website is generated, you can then continue refining it just by sending follow-up prompts describing the changes you want to make. The platform then updates the project based on your instructions, of course, so the building process really just feels more like an actual conversation than traditional web development. So to quickly demonstrate how all of this works, I'm going to generate a simple website directly from the dashboard here. After submitting the prompt, Base44 immediately starts building the layout, the sections, and the overall structure automatically. And within a few moments, there's already a working website preview generated from a single description. Now, before we move further into building the different website types later on in the video, I also want to quickly explain the pricing system because every project inside of Base44 uses message credits. So Base44 runs on a freemium model that starts with a free plan, of course, offering 25 message credits per month, which is enough for testing out your ideas and smaller projects. Paid plans include starter, builder, and higher tiers that, of course, give you more credits and additional features depending on how heavily you plan to use the platform. So now that we've covered the basics of how Base44 works, we can finally move into the different types of websites that we'll be building throughout this video. And we're also going to go ahead and break down what each one actually needs to accomplish. So understanding the different websites we're going to build. Before we start building the actual websites, I do want to quickly break down the 3 different types of websites that we're going to be creating because each one is designed for a completely different goal, and understanding that makes the prompting process then much easier later on. So the first type is small business websites, and these are usually built for local businesses like your cafe, salons, restaurants, gyms, or small shops. And in most cases, these sites are very simple and only need a single page because the main goal here is just giving customers quick access to important information. A good small business website normally includes, say, a hero section up top with a clear heading, a short about section explaining the business, a services or menu section, some contact information, location details, and opening hours all within one smooth scroll. Now, the focus here is convenience because someone visiting the website should, well, immediately understand what the business offers, where it's actually located, and how to get in touch. Now, the second type is startup, agency, and service-based businesses. And these are more detailed because they need to build credibility while also convincing visitors to go ahead and take action. A strong hero section is important here because it communicates the company's value proposition right away. After that, the website usually includes services or offerings, testimonials, or client logos for social proof, a team or about section, pricing if relevant, and a clear call to action encouraging visitors to book a call, request a quote, or submit an inquiry. These websites are designed around lead generation, so every section does play a role in building trust and moving the visitor closer towards contacting the business. And now the third type is app and software websites, which are heavily product focused. These sites are built to explain what the software does as quickly as possible while driving users towards signups or free trials. A typical SaaS or software landing page includes a product-focused hero section up top, a features section, a step-by-step explanation of how the product works, customer testimonials or company logos, pricing tiers, and a strong sign-up call to action. Every section is centered around communicating value clearly and reducing hesitation before conversion. So then the biggest difference between these 3 website types just comes down to the amount of information that they need and the main action that they want visitors to take. Small business websites are mainly just trying to generate foot traffic, calls, or direct contact. Startup and agency websites are more focused on generating leads and inquiries. App and software websites are optimized for signups, subscriptions, and free trial activations. So keeping these goals in mind does just make it much easier to structure prompts properly, because then every section generated later should also support the purpose of that specific website type. So now that we've gone over the different website types, let's go ahead and start building out the first one, which is a small business website. Now, small business websites are usually designed around simplicity and being speedy. Most local businesses don't need huge, complicated websites with dozens of pages. They mainly just need a clean online presence that quickly gives customers the information they're looking for. So for something, say, like a cafe, a restaurant, salon, or a local shop, visitors usually just want to know what the business offers, where it might be located, how to contact them, and whether the overall brand just feels trustworthy and welcoming. So that's why single-page websites just work extremely well for small businesses. Everything important just stays accessible within one quick scroll, which makes the experience much easier for visitors browsing on their phones or quickly searching online. So for this example here, we're going to build a website for a local cafe using just a few prompts inside Base 44. Now, the first prompt is going to generate the core structure of the website, including the hero section, about section, and the menu layout. So let's say, build a single-page website for a local cafe, include a hero section with a welcoming headline and a short tagline, an about section with a brief description of the cafe, and a menu section displaying 4 categories: coffee, tea, pastries, and sandwiches, each with 3 sample items. Use a warm, cozy design with earthy tones. And after submitting the prompt, Base 44 immediately starts generating the website layout. And within a few moments, as you can see, the preview already shows a complete homepage with the hero section at the top, a short introduction about the cafe right underneath it, and then a structured menu section displaying all 4 categories that we asked for, with sample items already filled in. Now, the warm, earthy color palette here also helps reinforce the atmosphere of the cafe, which is important for local business websites because design does play a big role in shaping that first impression customers get. After generating the core structure, the next step then is adding the information that customers actually need before deciding to visit, and that includes contact details, the business location, and opening hours. These details are extremely important for small businesses because most visitors are just looking for quick practical information more than anything else. And after sending the next prompt, Base 44 will then update the website by adding our contact section, location information, and operating hours directly into the page, while still keeping the same overall design style consistent across the site. So for the final step here, I'm refining the overall layout and polishing the design to make everything just feel more clean and more complete. Small improvements to spacing, typography, and section organization can make a huge difference in how professional the final website feels, especially for local businesses where trust and presentation, those matter a lot. So after the final refinements are added, the website already feels more like a fully finished business site that could realistically be published and shared with customers immediately. But here's the thing, and as you've seen, Base 44 is incredibly powerful, but most people still don't know how to use it properly. They end up building just basic apps that don't make money or websites that can't even convert. And that's basically why I created my own complete Base 44 Masterclass. Now, inside of my course, I'm going to show you step by step how to build profitable SaaS businesses, high converting websites, and mobile apps, of course, all using AI with zero coding required. You're also going to learn how to build AI agents that solve real problems and generate recurring revenue, along with the exact prompts and strategies that I use to create professional websites in minutes, and how to clone successful apps and add your own profitable twists later on, along with my proven system for turning Base 44 projects into actual income streams. Now, this is not just theory. I'm going to walk you through real builds, show you my exact process, and of course, I'll give you the templates and the frameworks that have helped my students also launch their own successful AI-powered businesses. And again, this masterclass normally costs $499 to join, but only for the people that are watching this video. Thank you very much. You can join completely free. So if you are serious about building something profitable with AI in 2026, you got to click that link in the description to join my Base 44 masterclass, because I tell you, your future self will thank you for taking action today instead of just watching another tutorial. And so the next website that we're building is for a startup, an agency, or a service-based business. And the structure here changes quite a bit compared to just a local business site. A cafe or salon website mainly focuses on giving visitors quick information, but agency websites are built around trust, positioning, and lead generation. So every section needs to help answer one important question. Why should someone choose this business over everyone else? And that's why these websites usually feel more layered and strategic. So the hero section needs to communicate value right away. The services section needs to really clearly explain what the business actually does. And of course, the social proof helps reinforce credibility before the visitor even considers reaching out. So for this example here, we're creating a website for a digital marketing agency. So to start, I'm generating the core sections of the website first so that the overall structure is already established before we expand the page further. And we'll use this prompt. Build a multi-section website for a digital marketing agency. Include a hero section with a bold headline, value proposition, and a call to action button. A services section displaying 4 services: SEO, social media management, paid ads, and content creation, each with a short description, and a testimonial section with 3 sample client reviews. Use a clean modern design with a dark navy and white color scheme. So after sending in that prompt, Base 44, as you can see, will begin building the website almost instantly. So the preview now shows a much more polished business style layout with stronger visual hierarchy and more conversion focused sections. So the hero area up top here immediately communicates what the agency offers. The services section breaks down the core offerings clearly, and the testimonials help the website just feel more established and trustworthy. The dark navy and white color palette also works really well for this type of business because it creates a cleaner and more professional appearance that does fit agency branding a lot better than softer or more casual design styles. So at this point, the website already looks functional, but it does still need a few important sections that help move visitors closer towards becoming actual leads. For the second prompt, I'm adding pricing information, a team section, and a stronger closing call to action near the bottom of the page. So we can say something like, add 3 more sections to the website, a pricing section with 3 tiers, starter, growth, and pro, each with a price and 4 bullet points of inclusions. A team section showing 4 team members with a name, role, and photo placeholder each, and a final call to action section at the bottom with a strong headline and a contact form for lead capture. And once Base 44 finishes updating the site, the overall structure now feels a lot more complete from a marketing perspective. The pricing section gives visitors a clearer understanding of the available service packages, while the team section does make the business feel a lot more personal and legitimate. Because adding real people to a website often makes a huge difference because visitors naturally trust brands more when they can see who is behind the company. And the final call to action section also helps tie the entire page together, because after visitors scroll through the services, the testimonials, pricing, team information, the contact form gives them a direct next step without interrupting the flow of the page. So to finish things off now, I'm making a few refinements to improve the overall presentation and the conversion flow across the website. We'll adjust some spacing, section balance, typography, and button placement, which should help the site feel a lot more intentional and easier to navigate, while still keeping attention focused on the key actions throughout the page. So after the final refinements, the website already looks pretty good, like a professional agency site that could realistically be used to attract clients, book consultations, and generate leads online. And now the last type of website we're going to build is for apps and software products. And these websites are usually heavily focused on conversion because the main objective is getting visitors to sign up, start a free trial, or create an account as quickly as possible. So every section on the page here needs to support that goal in some way. For SaaS products especially, clarity matters a lot more than complexity. Visitors should immediately understand what the product actually does, why it's useful, and how quickly they can get started. So if the messaging is confusing or the structure feels a little bit too overwhelming, most people will just leave within a few seconds. So for this example, we're building a landing page for a productivity SaaS app. And the first prompt is focused on generating the core product sections, including the hero area, features, and the how it works walkthrough. Now, the exact prompt that I'm using is build a landing page for a productivity SaaS app, include a hero section with a product-focused headline, a sub-headline explaining what the app does, and a call to action button to start a free trial. Add a features section highlighting 6 key features each with an icon placeholder and short description. Then add a how it works section showing 3 steps. Sign up, set your goals, and track your progress. Use a clean modern design with a light background and bold accent colors. So after submitting that prompt, Base 44 will then generate a modern SaaS style landing page almost immediately. As you can see, the hero section here introduces the product clearly at the top of the page. The features section also breaks down the app's main functionality into smaller, easier to scan cards, and the how it works section helps simplify the onboarding process for potential users. The bold accent colors also help direct attention towards important buttons and actions throughout the page, now which is especially important here for software websites where conversions are the main priority. Now that the core structure is in place, our next step is adding the sections that actually help build trust and encourage those signups. For the second prompt, I'm adding social proof, pricing tiers, and a stronger sign-up section near the bottom of the landing page. So let's go ahead and send over this prompt. Add 3 more sections to the landing page, a social proof section with a row of 5 sample company logos and 3 customer testimonials below them, a pricing section with 3 tiers, free, pro at $19 per month, and team at $49 per month, each with a feature list and a sign-up button. Add a final call to action section at the bottom with a strong headline and an email sign-up form for a free trial. So once the update finishes with that prompt and it generates, the landing page now starts looking more complete as a real SaaS product website. The company logos and the testimonials add immediate credibility. The pricing section gives users a clearer understanding of the available plans. And the final sign up area creates a strong closing point for visitors ready to start a trial. For the final stage, I'm refining the overall user experience and just improving the conversion focused elements across the page. So let's say something like refine the overall design, add a sticky navigation bar at the top with a sign up button on the right, make the hero section full screen with a product screenshot placeholder, add a FAQ section with 5 common questions above the final call to action, and ensure the entire page is fully optimized for mobile devices. And after Base 44 applies the final refinements from that prompt, our landing page now looks significantly more polished and production ready. That sticky navigation bar keeps the sign up button always visible while scrolling. That full screen hero section gives the product a much stronger introduction. And the FAQ section does also help answer common objections before users reach the final call to action. Mobile optimization also plays a huge role here since a large percentage of SaaS traffic usually does come from phones and tablets. So at this point, the website is already resembling the type of landing page that we would expect from a real software company preparing to launch or grow a product online. And there you go, 3 completely different websites, all built step by step using nothing but prompts inside of Base 44. So a local business site, an agency website, and a full SaaS landing page, all created without writing code or dealing with any complicated setups. So what's nice about building this way is just how easy it is to keep improving things after the first version is done. You can keep adjusting sections, changing the design, adding new features, or refining the content just by continuing the conversation inside of the builder. So hopefully this gave you a better idea of how flexible Base 44 actually is and how quickly you can turn an idea into a real working website. I appreciate you watching and investing your time with me today. I'll see you at the next one.